forgetting. Yes, it is I, your humble host, Bill Hatch the Third, coming to you live from the Palatial Loom Studios of Bald Spots Productions here in the beautiful city of Santa Ana, California. Joining me in studio, as per usual, is my friend, my brother in Christ, the disembodied voice of Rudy.
Hi, everybody. I love you all. Waka, 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 the Lord.
And joining us from a more than acceptable safe social distance through the miracle of telephony are my guests for today. Uma Ojeda, Ukulele Uma. That's quite the tongue twister there. And Randi-Lee Bowslaugh. How you doing? How's everybody?
Fantastic.
Super duper. Thanks for asking, Bill.
My pleasure. Now, Randy's been on the show before, but Uma has not. So, and of course, this is the first time we're using Riverside, which for some reason doesn't seem to be working very well for me this morning, but seems to be working quite well for you two today. Okay. So we will continue anyway, and carry on. And,
okay, I'll also tell you, Bill, that I'm known as Love Guru Uma because I've written a couple of books. Yeah, cool. You can either say Ukulele Uma or Love Guru Uma or Uma Ojeda, and I have many other, personas. If you read my books, you'll get to know those personas. They're not frightening; they're just more entertaining. But I've written some books called Love is Crazy, Lessons in Love, and Love is Crazy, Satisfying. Although, since all those books came out, I have just survived and gotten almost over a shocking divorce. But my next couple books, one's going to be for teens to help build self-esteem, which also my books do. Each chapter has a little tip or trick or lesson to help you. Hang on, I think I need to close this door. Noisy people. Those noisy people don't know we're on a podcast, dang it.
That's right.
How rude.
The third book, though, is going to be for teens, because I've been working with kids all over the world, and those teens these days are a little frightening, a little bit. And then the fourth book's going to be really interesting because jumping out of 11-year marriage into the whole dating scene has been a couple years ago was again frightening, but no, interesting. I guess I'd say enlightening. Lots of ahas and things were revealed, so that was awfully fun. And Randy has some exciting things to share too.
I do. So many, but where do I start?
The beginning.
Oh, that would take forever.
Or the end and work back, and then Bill can cut you off. I'm just playing.
You were going to say something, Bill? Okay, well, he's doing whatever he's doing.
Sorry.
I'm also an author. I write a lot of nonfiction about mental health, about parenting my kid with autism. I also have some kids' books and some short, scary stories because I like to follow the joy, the love. I follow the love, Uma.
All right. So the same wavelength, Randy. I feel
we
like
totally are.
Traffic controller. Let's go this way.
I like it. That's awesome. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
One of the cool things that he wanted me to do too, because I also play music, so I'm gonna play some cute songs on my ukulele very soon.
Really pretty one.
Oh, thank
so
you.
Rainbowy.
Yeah, this
Oh,
one I bought.
But no purple.
No purple.
There's no purple on your ukulele.
There was not space, I guess. They,
Ooh.
yeah, I don't think it was made for, any sort of LGBTQ, whatever those letters are exactly. LGBT.
I just
They
like
keep-
The
rainbows.
alphabet soup.
keep adding them. I don't know all the letters anymore, but yeah, I'm here in Phoenix now. I was in Hawaii for 9 years, and
Oh.
so yeah, they have a huge music store. You know, that's one of the good things about you guys being here on the mainland, as we call it in Hawaii. And you mainlanders, and now I'm one too for a little while here. But yeah, I can play you some fun songs. I have a new song out on iTunes and Spotify. And you may have heard the word affirmation, but my
Mhm.
newest song is affirmation. So instead of
Okay.
that I, that first I, it's a big O. And it's up to you, Bill. Shall I play you a little song?
Sure. Let's
Or shall
start
I
out
wait?
with a little music.
Okay, I was trying to see if I could play the background because the background to my newest song is pretty darn fun. But it's not like crucial. It just makes it a little fun. I have a fun what's it called? A lyric video out on YouTube. So yeah, like Randy, I have a
Okay,
YouTube
cool.
channel with like more than 800 videos because I have been all around the world playing the ukulele and singing for a
Oh
while.
my goodness.
Mostly I
I only
teach
have-
ukulele.
I was just gonna say I only have like 130 episodes. So you're crushing me, crushing me.
And that's not even counting all my live streams during the pandemic, which were hours long. Yeah,
Wow.
for a couple of, year or two there, I was, yeah, it was pretty funny. But here is this really cool song that I wrote, and you'll hear all the voices in the background are all me. And new version coming out real soon. I keep nudging people about the longer, fun version, but it should be out soon. But yeah, this is called Affirmation, and it's on my YouTube channel called Uma Sings, all one word, UMASINGS.
Uma sings.
Always why do I feel so good? Always working out for me. Blessings every day. Children and friends make me smile. Life pulls me every which way, but I still say, is everything always working out for me? Why is it all unfolding like it should? Why is everything always working out for me? The stuff all around me makes me blue. My mom says it's okay, honey child. She reminds me what I get to do. What do I do, you guys? Why is everything always working out for me? Why do I feel so good? So good. Why is everything always working out for me? It's all G in my neighborhood. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, that was a fun song I wrote in Hawaii, and it has actually the concept is in both of my first two books. Do you ever notice in your life how you're asking questions all the time, like, why is this happening to me again? Or why can't I do this or that? Or why do all the, crazies always want to date me? Don't tell him I said that, though. But this concept is if you start asking that question instead, the world and your brain and everything around you starts to give you positive, fun answers when you start thinking, why is everything always working out for me? Like, I just can't help it. Just changing your view and how you're seeing things. And it starts to bring more fun, cool things that you might not have expected before.
Yeah. Well,
It's very catchy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm on TikTok too, and so I have lots of people trying to do fun stuff on there for it. So every time I meet somebody with like a big following, I'm like, "Hey, can you do a video for me?"
I love TikTok. What's your handle?
It is also again Uma Sings. Yep,
Okay.
at Uma Sings, all one word. And so yeah, lately I do a live stream too, just similar to a podcast, but it's Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday evenings at 6 or 7 p.m. Arizona time, and I'm teaching the basics of ukulele. For about 45 minutes or so. So yeah, kids can start to play the ukulele in Hawaii. They start at 4 or 5 years old, and by the time they're 20 or 30, they are literally, ukulele geniuses. And
wow.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. I played for 13 years now, and can do almost anything a piano or a guitar can do. But I also have a baritone ukulele, which is the top 4 strings. It has the top 4 strings, so it sounds really similar to a guitar. And I do a lot of fun things like private parties, luau's, retirement homes. I did a hotel last year, and it's just awfully fun. I've got a Mesa Farmers Market coming up next week, so I like to have kids join and just play the maracas and dance for me and sing along. It's awfully fun.
That does sound fun.
Yeah, I also have a book talk coming up. I live half-time up in Sedona, Arizona. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sedona, but Google it because it has gorgeous red rocks. And so I'll be doing a book talk next, in a week, in fact, February 9th at 11:30 a.m. If you're near Sedona, Arizona, or fly out, you got time to come see the Super Bowl that weekend.
Guess it is that time, isn't it?
It is.
PGA, golf, we got, of course, I'm playing, at the farmer's market on the 11th too. So, people can get lots of music in and culture.
Fly out
and
for
stuff.
fly out for the farmers market.
Thank you, Bill.
There you go.
You're awesome.
I do enjoy farmers markets, though. I gotta say, they are fun.
They are really.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bill.
No, it's okay. Ladies
Oh,
first.
I was just saying, for about 6 months, I lived near Eureka, California, the very tippy top of California. And the Arcata Farmers Market was probably the hugest one I've ever seen. It was like a square, huge block and, flowers and fruits and vegetables and everything you can imagine. That was one of the best farmers markets I'd ever attended. How about you, Randy?
So we have a pretty good one actually where I live. So for the Niagara region where I am, I would say the Welland Farmers Market is the best one. But there's one that's in St. Jacobs, and it's amazing. So it's ginormous. Like you're saying one block. This is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It has a couple very large buildings. So they've got like a meat building. They've got the pastries building. They also have all the fruits and vegetables outside. And then they also have a building that's like a flea market. It's like a place you go to, like people go there for a whole day kind of thing.
Amazing. Wow. And what city is that near, Randy?
So St. Jacobs is near Waterloo in Ontario.
Ontario, Canada. Okay.
Yes, I am in Canada.
Randy has snow on the ground, I bet.
Why you got to say things like that? And actually, it's not bad. There's not that much. I am in the most southern part of Canada, all right? The most southern part. So actually, I can still see some grass. There's like snow, but I can see the grass.
Well, nice. you actually have seasons. And
we do.
We here in Southern California, we have like 2 seasons. We have jogging season, and we have not jogging season.
True that.
Or if you want to look at it a different way, we have a everything's on fire season and a not fire season.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good.
Actually, I don't think we have any ragers going on right now. which is strange for us this time of year. But
Really?
we've had quite a bit of rain actually.
Oh.
Yeah, not enough to get us out of the drought, but quite a bit.
I would still take that over snow. I don't like the cold. Every time I say it to my husband, I'm like, I hate the cold. He's always like, so we could move. I don't
You
know.
must like something there, Randy.
The fact that I'm settled.
Ah, yes.
You'd have to give up your ginormous farmer's market.
Well, I mean, it's still 2 hours from me, so we don't go very often.
Okay.
But I'm sure we could find another wonderful farmer's market.
Probably.
Yeah. Although most things like, because I'm in the Niagara region, we have a ton of farmland here. So when we go to the farmer's market, it really is all local stuff, like the strawberries, blueberries, cantaloupe. Like we have everything, peaches. Like this is where in Canada, you get your peaches from Niagara, you get your grapes from Niagara. Like that's what you do.
And is that near Niagara Falls, Randy, or no?
Yeah. So Niagara Falls is part
Above.
of the Niagara region. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right above like New York then, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
I need to get to
interesting.
Canada. I've been to Seattle many times, and I should go to Canada. It's right there.
You should. Yeah,
But
come on.
somehow I still haven't. But one of these days, I'm going to get up there.
I've been to the States lots of times.
I've been to the southern part of BC before.
Okay.
Vancouver and do all that, but didn't go far, didn't stay long. But it was absolutely beautiful though.
Yeah. Well, I've never been to BC, so that's a few provinces
okay.
over. I've never been there.
Yeah. You are settled.
Country. Definitely.
Well, I mean, I'm settled here, but I do like to travel. But if I'm going to travel, I'm not going to BC. I'm going to like Mexico and Cuba. And actually, last week we were in Cuba.
Oh, really?
Nice.
It was awesome.
Cool. What was awesome about it?
It wasn't here.
Okay. They didn't have snow?
The weather was perfect. We went speedboating, snorkeling, laid by the beach a bunch. I read a bunch of books. It was good. It was very good.
Sweet.
Relaxing.
Okay.
And did your son enjoy it?
Yes, he absolutely loved it. He was like, why are we just sitting around? Let's go do stuff. I sit around all day. I'm like, yeah, but we don't. We go to work. Just because you sit around all day doesn't mean we do. But it was good. He really liked driving the speedboat. That was his favorite.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Cool.
That's pretty cool.
What sort of things did you see snorkeling?
Lots of fish. So there was a lionfish. Which,
Okay.
yeah, that was a little like freaky, but so cool looking. I know there was barracuda fish, there was puffer fish, and a whole bunch of other ones that I have no idea what their name was.
One of my favorite things in Hawaii was to snorkel, and if you got there really early, there's a place called Two Step in Kealakekua on the Big Island of Hawaii, just about a half hour south of Kailua Kona, and there's like two little lava steps that you could jump into the ocean, and you see all the, Nemo fish and these gorgeous rainbow parrotfish. They're literally like 2 or 3 feet long. And if you listen carefully, you can hear them chewing on the coral.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then if you swim way out, you can sometimes swim with wild dolphins, which I've done a couple times. And the last time I did it, I was so happy because, you're out in the ocean and God, so far away from anything by yourself pretty much. And and they're just so happy to see you. And I was so happy to see them. And I was like literally crying in my goggles, and I had to go up for air to just cry happy tears because the dolphins were just so magical and so fun to see and swim
Aw.
with.
That's very cool.
It was. And my one girlfriend, she's like, she was a paid mermaid for Disney, in fact, some movie a while back. But she would go, she was such a good swimmer and like an aerialist teacher and stuff, up in the silk.
Oh, wow.
Sky. But she would go down into these little caves, and I'd be like, I'm not going down in there, like, and you're stuck. No way.
Mm-hmm.
But I would watch her because she was just like the bravest lady. And, but she used to do all that, pretty professionally. So,
Wow, that's so cool.
I was just back in Hawaii at Christmas time, so that was pretty fun. Seeing like
Okay.
a dozen friends and playing music at a church, which I also love to do. And then I've got another church coming up pretty soon.
Nice. When did you get started playing music? Right? Oh my goodness.
It was a little rough. Actually, yeah, I would not have had that dreaded D word not occurred, but it was actually so perfect that I got to come back here. I spent most of my life in Arizona, in Sedona, Flagstaff, and Phoenix. And my mother's in Sedona. My oldest son is in Flagstaff, just about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So family. And I went to high school here, so I have a lot of really good high school friends still. And it was magical that I was back here because I got to spend a lot of time with one of my very best friends from middle school, high school. And I had like 13 amazing months to spend a lot of time with her. And it was just in time because she sadly left the planet last April, and just unexpected. So
Wow.
yeah, it's all working out so perfectly. And like I said, I discovered some things about myself which I didn't know and were pretty amazing, and had some wonderful, friends and relationships, and here helping out some people, and yep, just catching up with family. And but yeah, I do enjoy traveling when I get the chance to. I also actually I taught English in China and the Philippines, and for about
Wow.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. I was abroad for a year, and I got to vacation in Bali in India, and so I'm not sure. I almost went to go teach English in Morocco last September, but
Wow.
that kind of got put on hold. So we'll see. I still have an Air France $700 credit, so maybe I get to travel in the summer. I'm not sure. One of these
You can
days.
travel to Canada.
Canada with Air France. Yep, they've got lots of Canadian flights.
Yeah.
That's true.
So let's get to Randy Lee's question. How did you get started in music?
Oh my gosh, what a great question. When I was 2 years old, I started two. I may have started singing before I could speak. I'm not sure, but I definitely was singing and speaking around the same time. So at 2, literally, I was singing whatever my mother had on the radio, and I spent a lot of time with my. I had like a nanny, who was like our housekeeper, Lydia, in Galveston, Texas, and I just would hear the radio and sing the words. And by the time I was 4 or 5 or 6, I would be in Alvin, Texas, in a big old car with my 6 cousins, my aunt and uncle. And my uncle was like, "Oh, stop singing." And my aunt was like, one of my favorite aunts, she's like, no, let her sing. She knows all the words. So luckily my Aunt Sissy, and I still credit her with letting me, sing forever. But I just knew all the words, and so I just started singing, kept singing, never stopped. I actually had my first voice lesson at I think 14 maybe. And also I went to summer music camp up in Flagstaff at the college where I would end up getting my elementary education bachelor's of science degree. But I was in 5 choirs and all these plays and musicals, and in my teens. And then
Wow.
in chorale, I was in a choir in high school, and we traveled to SeaWorld and Disneyland and performed. And, it sort of kept me out of trouble a little bit. I would have probably gotten in a lot more trouble had it not been for Corral. But I still managed to get in some trouble, but it was fun trouble. And and then like 18 came around, and I was singing in a professional band at 17, by the way, here in Phoenix. In fact, at some of the places I still see, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to sing there when I was 17. That was a hilarious chapter of my life. But I was like, I either want to be a doctor or a singer. And I was like, I don't know, after 10 years of college and, will I still want to be a doctor? And then I was like, but I don't like blood, so no. And so I was just like, I'm just going to go to college and learn about music. So I did that. And a couple years passed, and then I ended up, my parents and I all moved to California. So I was there for 5 years. And I was, auditioning for Japan Disneyland, and, I was on like a little, couple jingles and did a couple of commercials. And so I just kept singing, and I never stopped. So then I learned the ukulele, and that really helped me, because sometimes, I don't know if you haven't experienced, you guys, but some musicians can be flaky and they don't show up for a gig. And so now, in fact, that's part of why I had married my last husband, was because he was a guitarist and a bass player, and I could make sure he would make it to a gig.
I guess that makes sense.
Is that why he left me? Maybe so. I don't know. But yeah, we've had gigs where like a drummer will be like, oh, I have a better paying gig and I can't make it. And I'm like, really?
Wow.
I can never play with you again now. Do you get that severity?
Yeah.
So, playing the ukulele now, I don't have to depend on flaky musicians. Although I'm sure there are many, many musicians who are not flaky, and who, when you make an appointment, you got to keep it, whether there's a better paying gig to be had or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have not had that. Yeah, Bill?
I actually belong to a networking group that do I have permission to speak?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Taking over the show with our big.
It's okay. I am just a facilitator. But I actually belong to a networking group that combines business owners and musicians called MNO. And it's an interesting thing. We meet. There are chapters throughout the country, but my chapter meets on Wednesday nights, and there's actually one in Arizona. I can send you the link
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
I don't remember when they meet. No problem.
Yeah, I've gotten some gigs through Entertainers Worldwide. I'm sorry, Gig Salad. There's a thing online.
Okay.
It's free. So if there are any other musicians out there and you want to play private parties, that's a pretty fun thing. Gig Salad. And then I've been on for weddings. I did so many weddings in Hawaii. But Entertainers Worldwide is a decent little one too. I keep applying, but so far haven't gotten, actual jobs, but you never know.
Yeah.
Nope, you never do.
Yeah, just keep on plugging away, because I do like to, I volunteer. In fact, I was at a nursing home recently, and visiting a friend, and I was like, oh, I should go get my ukulele out of the car, because you guys would probably like some music. And they're like, yeah. So, I know so many oldies from 100 years to now. And I pulled all my old songs out, and I did an Elvis party in January last month in Sedona. I have a friend she has a huge collection of everything Elvis. And, Elvis is really easy to play on the ukulele. He picked, or whoever wrote his songs were like, let's make them easy and simple. And,
that's why they're so catchy.
4 songs all the time almost. It's so nice.
That's what makes them catchy, though.
That's funny.
And how did
it's strange how the most popular music tends to be the simplest.
Yep.
And it gets simpler as you come forward in time that songs used to be more complicated, generally
Right.
speaking.
Yeah,
But,
I like to do
yeah.
a Bruno Mars and Cardi B song, Finesse, pretty often. And, I'm showing people the chords, and I'm like, literally, it's these 3 easy chords, and that's it. Not everybody can rap and sing like I can, but they could certainly play those 3 chords very easily. And
Yeah.
shall I play that one for you? I don't know. Bill, you feel like somewhere?
I don't know. Sure, why not? Randy reset.
Or I might do another song if we're not feeling that rappy thing. I have a few things that I pulled out just in case. Randy, do you like Martina McBride?
I
Or-
do.
You do.
I do.
And this one, let me just sing that one instead. And then, of course, the ukulele is so popular with Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamakaviva Ole. So I'm going to do that one whenever you feel like it. But I think Randy might like this Martina McBride one. And
Okay.
I know it from way back when. I think Tammy Wynette did it back in, don't tell me how long ago, but yeah, it's a pretty fun song too. When I heard it on the radio, I was like, I know that song. That's so cute that they just remake everything, right?
Oh, they do.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They really do. Are you hearing it okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I beg your pardon. Never promised you a rose garden. Along with the sunshine, it's gotta be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give, so live and let go. Oh, oh, oh. I beg your pardon. Never promised you a rose garden. I can promise you things like big diamond rings, but you don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, if sweet talking you could make it come true, I'd give you the world right now on a silver platter. But what would it matter? So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. Never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. It's gotta be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give, so live and let go. Oh, 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 oh. I beg your pardon. Never promised you a rose garden. I could sing you a tune and promise you the moon. That's what it takes to hold you, just as soon let you go. But there's one thing I want you to know. You better look before you leap, still waters run deep. There won't always be someone there to pull you out. And you know what I'm talking about. So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. Never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. It's gotta be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give. So live and let go. Oh, 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 oh. I beg your pardon. Never promised you a rose garden.
Yay!
Thank you. You can tell that's fun for me.
Only a little bit.
Well, the ukulele is a fun instrument to play.
It really is. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Within a half hour, you can really, especially if you're a singer at all, within a half hour, you can accompany yourself. And I wish I'd found the ukulele before the age of 43. So I just gave the clues away. But yeah, my teacher, when I first went to Hawaii 13 years ago, my teacher, Auntie Margie Spencer, was 83, I think, and she didn't start till she was 72 on the ukulele. For some reason, I don't know what happened, but she just never played it. A lot of the Hawaiian people, they might do other things throughout their life, and then she's like, oh, well, I'm just going to learn the ukulele now at 72. And so she was
Never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late. It is never too soon. Those little 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds with their little hands, I don't know if you've ever heard of Jake Shimabukura, but he plays Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Oh,
Completely on the little ukulele. And you're like, what? There's an orchestra in his little hands with these little, he doesn't have little hands, but in his little ukulele. Like there's a little orchestra there and you're like, whoa, because you can tell he's put in, like 12 hours a day for decades.
Wow, that's good.
It was amazing. I did not have 12 hours a day for the last couple decades because I was a single mom raising 2 beautiful sons, but working full time. I think I don't know if their father ever even contributed to their upbringing, but I think at one point I ended up giving him $100. I was like, what am I doing? Stop. That happens in life, I guess, but
Yeah.
Bill, what's good for you in your world these days? You're having some interesting technology stuff, huh? Or is it going okay?
Yeah, it's getting started. I'm rolling out a new service that helps people set up their websites and funnels and does a customer relationship management system and integrated messenger and a calendar and just all sorts of great stuff. Replaces a bunch of tools that people use. That's the big project right now, and hoping that'll get finished getting rolled out by the end of the month.
Nice.
But I actually made an ad for it.
Oh,
I did. Yeah, it's really exciting. Hold on a second. Let's see. It's on preview mode. I gotta learn how to use the media player here. Okay, I gotta switch that to live. And now I hit play.
Hey, Randy, have you ever done any
Attention entrepreneurs! Automate You is the all-in-one platform that will give you the tools, support, and resources you need to succeed with your business. With our all-in-one marketing and sales platform, you will be able to keep your tools in one place while saving a fortune and streamline your entire delivery process so you can focus on keeping your clients happy. Get your 14-day free trial at automateyou.co. That's automateyou.co.
wicked?
Be there. I made a little ad.
Fabulous.
nice. Short, sweet, right to the point. I like it.
Yep.
Randy, have you done any audiobooks yet for your books?
I have one audiobook. So I turned Embracing Me into the first audiobook, and that's mental health. All about mental health. And there's worksheets at the back. So when you get the audiobook, you actually do get a PDF. So you still get the worksheets.
Nice. I
Yes.
see you fixed the spelling of your name. I like that.
I did. I didn't realize it was wrong before.
I'm not getting it. So thank you for that. My grammatical brain was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, now it'll be easier for you to find me on TikTok and things.
Oh,
Yes.
God. What is your TikTok, Randy?
Randi-Lee Bowslaugh. I made it easy.
Oh, the whole name. Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
whole
take
name.
a screenshot. Here we go.
Nobody else has my name, so I'm good. Like, really, if you Google my name, I'm like 4 pages of Google. It's great.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I used to hate my name when I was younger, and I was like, Mom, why would you name me that? Especially because Randy is a boy's name. She goes, well, I named you Randi-Lee. I'm like, nobody calls me it. But now I'm like, sweet, because nobody has my name. The way that it's spelled and the whole thing, it's great for Google.
Definitely.
It is. Your mom was way ahead of her time.
She was something. But yeah. So eventually I want to turn all the books into audiobooks. I just haven't got that far yet.
Right. I
Time.
made a bunch of those ACX audio files. I was trying to do that voiceover thing for a while, and I kept
Yeah.
auditioning, and I'm like, I did one horrible book, and I was like, gosh, I have to read this book to actually do the book, and it was kind of frightening. She had her womb was talking in Testament Bible verses, and I was like, I don't
Okay.
really comprehend this. It was way beyond, I thought, what anybody would appreciate.
That's funny.
How does your womb know Bible verse? I'm sorry, I don't get that. But hey, you love it, so that's what was her important thing.
Yeah.
And a gig's a gig.
She's got a Bible in her womb, reading the Bible, and I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now that's
No, I
hardcore.
I love doing those audio things. I want to do more of them. It's fun. But yeah, it's hard to get out there and do them.
Yeah, people are particular. I have a lot of interesting voices and personas. Like I mentioned, this very hilarious Natasha, lady from Russia. She speaks like this, and she's very entertaining at different times. But yeah, I have a couple I got a Jewish lady from New York, and I got a country lady from Texas, and I got a couple of ladies from England. Different voices, but not one of them got me one of those voiceover jobs. So I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'll put that on hold. But I did do my
Yeah.
first book. And then, I actually had it in mind mostly because my friend who I mentioned had passed, she couldn't see very well the last few years. So she just liked to hear books. So it was on purpose for her mostly. And then I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can do it right now. I need some time, But one of these days, I'm going to just upload it. And I was like, really? They take 40%? That's crazy.
Yeah, but at least once it's up, it's done.
Yeah, people can find it for sure. Amazon is the way to go for that. And, they have our books, so.
Exactly. It's all there.
Yeah.
Give Jeff Bezos a few more of your dollars. That's all right.
I love ordering stuff on Amazon. I don't care. I'll admit it. It comes to my door. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, me too. I order all sorts of stuff I don't really need from Amazon. It's like Christmas every day.
Yeah.
Amazon every day, Bill? Come on.
No, I don't do Amazon every day. I didn't buy anything. I got a delivery from Amazon yesterday, but I didn't buy anything from Amazon yesterday. So, no, I moved into a new office, and the brand spanking new 4K camera that I bought to do these podcasts, I got that from Amazon, and a nifty little light that video light so that people can actually see my face, and I can adjust the color and the warmth and all that kind of stuff of the light, and all these things that aren't working today because apparently my connection is too slow. But
this with a piece of paper over it?
No, I actually bought myself a $30 light that to do this.
I have a light, yeah.
Yeah, but
somewhere. But if you can imagine being in Hawaii and then having to ship yourself stuff, back to Arizona, I think I had 50 or 60 little FedEx boxes, and I was like, oh
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we moved around all the time because I'm a military brat, and so we always had the little boxes of things, and living out of boxes was part of the whole lifestyle. The myth was always when you've unpacked the last box, it's time to move.
So always leave one not unpacked is what you're telling me.
That's basically
Got it.
I find myself doing that too, Bill. I just like the gypsy life. There's so many fun things to do, and new places give you new opportunities. And lately
so this is what. Sorry, no, not to cut you off.
Go ahead, Randy.
This is what I have noticed with talking to Americans versus Canadians. Americans, you guys tend to move all over the place. And there's nothing wrong with it, but you're all over the place. You're moving state to state, and you're like, it's no big deal. And here in Canada, it's like you just hunker down someplace. Not to say some people don't move, but I mean, really, for the most part, where you were born is where you end up.
That does happen.
No, I have
half the people.
I have a good friend. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I have a friend who he still lives in the same house he grew up in.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, hunker down.
So, yeah, he's hunkered.
It depends. Like I know a lot of people in Texas do that too, Randy, and in Hawaii, many of the locals who were born there never want to leave, and if they
well,
do,
I mean, why would you leave Hawaii?
Yeah. This is true. But there's a couple in Texas too, like. You know, they have so many family members. They don't want to have to leave their family members and they're just comfortable, you know? And then I think with the Hawaiians too, if they travel to like another island or to the mainland, they're like, why? Yeah. And like, they want to go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting, I think it's also your personality, you know, whatever your personality is comfortable with.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. My husband always like, let's just move, and I'm like, I don't know.
You also have that, like, you know, nesting quality. When you have children, you want them to be comfortable.
It's
and
true.
You know, plus the weather. You don't want to keep moving around and the weather is icky. You want to be comfortable, you know?
It's true. Yeah, no, we would be definitely, if we ever did move, we would probably be moving to the States and going away from the cold.
Oh, right. Yeah, a little warmer.
South.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is pretty much the nicest weather for where we are at. So, South. American South.
Yeah. It's been cold in Phoenix, though. It's been like 39 in the mornings, which is unseasonably cold.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. 39 is a negative number.
Is it? Oh, then that's gross.
No, it's just a little bit above freezing. Probably if you're Celsius, it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 degrees Celsius.
It's still kind of chilly, but yeah, it's not horrible.
For us, it's cold because we're used to desert. In the summer, it's 115 Fahrenheit, which is, you know, super hot, and you could fry an egg in your car window if you really wanted to.
Oof. Yeah.
Not that anybody really does that. It's just we talk
but
about
you
it.
could.
You could if you wanted to. Yeah. I was I had last summer I played at a pool and it was literally 103 degrees and I was outside and I was under an umbrella, but it didn't really matter because the pool and the sun were, you know, splashing up into my face.
Yeah.
And I had a little like square little air conditioner blowing in my face. But then I couldn't have it get my instrument or my you know, equipment wet, you know.
Right.
So, and then every break I would go in and get my entire hair, body, clothes wet every break. And then I would put my feet in shoes with ice. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how I survived a 3-hour gig in the sun in Phoenix, Arizona. And then like at Christmas time, I had an outdoor gig at kind of an outskirts area of Phoenix. And it was literally, I think, 46 degrees, which doesn't seem that cold, except when you're trying to play music and your fingers start to get cold and it's hard to, you know, hold your instrument and stuff. And everybody was bundled up and it was like a big Christmas party. She had every room of her house decorated. There was a big table for like 100 people almost. She even had fire dancers and hula dancers because it was a luau Christmas party. And she had like this huge, you know, outdoor fireplace. So at one point I'm like, let me scooch over and have the fireplace behind my back so I can actually be a little warmer. And I had to borrow socks from their kid. I was like, you got any warm socks? I was going for fashion, but what was I thinking with fashion? It's 46 degrees out here. My hands are freezing and my feet are freezing. And it was hilarious. I had a blanket on me and I was playing music.
Oh my goodness.
It was hilarious.
You know, I never go for fashion. I always go for practicality of what I'm wearing.
Function could be king or queen, definitely.
Yeah, definitely function. It's all about the function.
But at least you're not in the Midwest. It might get hot in Phoenix, but where my parents are out in Missouri, I went out there once for kind of a mini family reunion, and my mother's, which birthday was it? It was her 60th. I don't remember which birthday it was, but so it was a few years ago. But and their wedding anniversary and all sorts of stuff. And we drove from their place in a little town called Poplar Bluff to Branson, Missouri, which Branson's like Vegas without the drinking and the prostitution and the gambling. But on the way home, their van broke down, and this was in August. And it was like 100 degrees outside and 99% humidity, and we had to wait almost 2 hours for the tow truck to arrive. And,
wow.
In the just the ick. I mean, you talk about your ick. That's icky weather. The funny part about that one was when the truck driver who had to come from a different state, from a neighboring state, to come and tow us. He had brought his wife along, and they had a single cab truck.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So there were now going to be 6 people sitting in the cab of this pickup truck. So we were all sitting on each other's laps, and
wow.
I mean, really hillbillying
it up. That doesn't sound safe.
Probably not.
No.
But we made it. We made it all right. And but at least there was air conditioning.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound safe though.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to have
another song. I feel like since I'm here, I might as well play some more music. What's your feeling?
Sure, let's play another song. You got another original?
Would you like that?
I love that.
Give me one little second. Hey, Randy, tell us about your favorite book while I look for another original.
My favorite book, I'm going to say, and I've been trying to figure out, I was going to segue here. I'm going to say my new book that's going to come out soon.
Yay! Yeah, nothing self-promotional about that.
Nope. So I have a new book coming out May 20th. It's on pre-order right now on Amazon.
Sweet.
And it is called Goodbye Too Soon.
Okay.
It is another nonfiction about mental health. But this one is about my brother's death. He died by a drug overdose. It'll be 2 years when the book comes out. That's the day he died, May 20th. So that's why it's released that day. And it's really written for the family of somebody who's addicted. And that's what makes it a little bit more unique, I think, because there's not a lot of books written to the family. It's often written from the perspective of somebody who was addicted or to the person who is addicted. But this one's more speaking to the families because there's a lot of emotional turmoil when you are that family member. So it starts with, it goes right from the day I got the phone call to when I had to tell my mom because I got that pleasure. And then talking about, there's a little background about who my brother was, because there's always this misconception with addiction that the person's just an addict and they're useless and worthless. And that's not true. They're a person and they have families. So there's a chapter on that. There's a chapter, a more researchy type of chapter that goes through the risk factors of developing an addiction, what the DSM-5 says about what an addiction is, like the actual diagnostical criteria for it.
Right.
And then it goes through funeral planning, burial, and coping strategies. So it goes through a huge whole gambit of of things in it. But it's written, as most of my books are written, like I'm just sitting down at the table. I'm going to have a conversation with you. And hopefully, it helps some people. And so far from my few beta readers, I've had some very good feedback. So, so far 5 stars. So
awesome.
It's on Amazon.
Goodbye Too Soon, you said, right?
Goodbye Too Soon. That's right.
Okay. Find that on Amazon under Randi-Lee Bowslaugh.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
To switch from that to a slightly love song. Let's see. It's all part of
Slightly love song.
the circle of life.
Circle of life. That's
we're
right.
ready for that, and yet we're enjoying our now as well as much as we can.
Yes.
Bill asked for another original. I have about 4 or 5 other ones that I've been working on in the studio. And yet the one that I have handy is one that I started writing way before I even moved to Hawaii. I had been playing, I lived in Warrenton, Virginia for about 7 years, and I played a lot of music with a wedding reception band, and we would go to New York and DC and Maryland. And I had this amazing college protege piano player guy, and very serious about his music, but it was a jazz thing that I was playing music for at an Italian restaurant right on the edge of DC and Virginia there. And for some reason, this was before I even played the ukulele, this little part of a song kept going in my brain, and I'm like, I need to write this down so somebody can help me write songs, because I was really just a singer. I had written a few songs, but nothing major. And finally, someone helped me. I think it was my just last husband helped me with some chords for this song. And then he inspired the verses of this song. And so this is called When You Smile, and it should be out real soon. Waiting for some more things to finish in the studio. I go to Calamsville in Phoenix, which is an interesting little, not a funny name, studio. And then I've been working with the Emmy app in Philadelphia, the Electronic Music Education and Association for Preservation. Can you say that 5 times fast? I don't think so.
No.
No,
I can't even remember it all.
Right?
That was a mouthful.
When you smile, you light up the room, erase any gloom. When you smile, that bright and shiny light makes me come alive. When you smile, tell me what to do. I'm so in love with you. When you smile, lips long and hard, kiss way too many frogs, seeking and searching for the place I could say this is where I belong. Almost gave up. I felt hopeless and helpless. You were there all along. Love takes time. When you smile, you light up the room, erase any glow. When you smile, that bright and shiny light makes me come alive. When you smile, tell me what to do. I'm so in love with you. When you smile, now love is here. Every day's like a dream. Kissing and hugging off and on all day long. You treat me like a queen. I'm blessed to see you. So happy and shining. Loved you forever, it seems. You're so fine. When you smile, you light up the room, erase any gloom. When you smile, that bright and shiny light makes me come alive when you smile. Tell me what to do. I'm so in love with you when you smile. When you smile, cha cha cha. That's a really fun version. I actually. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Bill. It was so fun in Hawaii. I had I asked, a lot of hula dancers, like, how can I get my song choreographed? And they're like, oh, our songs are mostly old songs. We don't do new songs. And I'm like, but you gotta do some new songs, right? And so I had to find like a non-Hawaiian hula dancer, and she did choreograph that one. Gorgeous little like hula slash belly dancer who travels the world too, belly dancing and dancing all over. But if you look on my YouTube channel on Uma Sings, you can look for When You Smile with a Hula Dancer, and it's pretty cute. So that one should be out pretty soon. I'm still waiting for a little bit more funding to do some more vocals on that one, but it's all good.
Very cool.
Yeah, making music is expensive.
It really is, I've had a little bit of help, but overall, you still got to chunk in some money, and then the little fix-it backup parts or, more musicians to help make it interesting are always helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my friends from my networking group from MNO, pardon me, she's written a bunch of songs, but she's only actually been able to publish 2 of them.
Wow.
To actually go into the studio and get people to back her up and all of those expenses are she's like, well, I can use the excuse. She can use the excuse that that it gives each song a lifespan of its own. So people aren't going through an album and listening to the first couple of songs and then ignoring the rest of them. It's like she's taking the positive spin on it. That's like, okay, they can listen to this one song, really get a maximum enjoyment, and then I'll release another one, and they'll get maximum enjoyment out of that.
Definitely.
So, but I've had her on the show a couple times too. Erica Ann. She did one song called "The Ghost of Kurt Cobain," and her new single, the one that's out now, is called "The One That You Love."
Wow!
And it's a unrequited love song.
Oh.
So yeah. But
that's all right.
Yeah, it's really good and cute. She's really talented, and this was one of her bucket list things. She had a career in the Navy, and when she got done with that, decided that she should explore her musical side.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
isn't it amazing how so many artists are coming from TikTok these days?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like
I found bands I like on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still haven't submitted myself to the Chinese government yet, so I'm not there yet.
Oh, just get over it. Just come on, let's go.
Rudy's into it. Really into it, and he'll spend hours on his phone. Rudy's my roommate, my friend, and he was the husband of my best friend, who passed away 4 years ago this coming February, and I helped her with her. She had a couple different kinds of cancer. She had a stroke and diabetes and all the stuff that goes along with that, and so I was her caregiver there for a while. We had met at church, and so I was living here at the end, and I just never moved out.
All right.
So and now Rudy helps with a couple of the shows. He doesn't really do anything on this show because you can't hear, because I use headphones to keep it from echoing. And so he can't hear the guests, so he can't really participate. But although I guess I could figure out a way to make that work too. But he helps with the he does a segment on a couple of the other podcasts. So
Nice.
Very
I actually participate in 5 podcasts every week.
Wow.
I do this one, well, at least 5. I do this one. Like in a couple of weeks, I'll also be doing a very special episode, which is a 1-to-1 interview. In addition to the regular Not Quite After Midnight, and then I do 2 two English language Christian podcasts that I'm responsible for the content of. We do a Bible study, and then we do a topical study. I do that with those 2 with my father, and Rudy participates in those 2. He does Rudy Minute and Rudy News, depending on which day it is and what I remember. But and then I'm responsible for the recording and broadcast of my church's Sunday school and Sunday morning worship service, which is Spanish language.
Wow.
But I'm not responsible for the content of those. I just handle syncing up the PowerPoints and the slideshows rather, and making sure everything gets out to the appropriate platforms. But yeah, and I'm actually going to be expanding. That was part of why I bought the 4K camera. Was we're going to be I have a business partner who wants to do a podcast on relationship, leadership, and sales, and so I'm going to be recording that one too. So busy. Yeah, a little podcasting business.
That would be my dream.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. The only one I get paid for those the very special episodes, and I don't get much because normally I spend most of that money on promotions. So yeah. But the very special episodes are guest sponsored. So as opposed to this, which I sponsor and have obviously started doing advertisements on.
Which is good. You might as well.
That's right. So.
Yeah, that's good. Well, podcasting's so much fun. Self-promotion.
And what is your podcast?
My podcast is called The Write or Die Show. Write like you're writing something. WRITE. Yeah, Write or Die Show. Somebody else already had Write or Die, so I added show to the end of it. Okay. Yes, and I interview other authors, and we talk about mental health. Clearly, it's a thing I talk about.
I just came up with a completely unique name is all. Not Quite After Midnight. Of course, nobody, so I didn't have to add show to the end of that one.
Yeah. Well, I had a bunch of different names, but I really fell in love with Write or Die because
that's cool.
But the first time I was super depressed as a teenager, I was writing. That's literally why I didn't die. So my friend came up with the name, and when she did that, I was like, oh my goodness, this is kind of the perfect name for it. So I had to use it. So I had to figure out a way to do it.
Beautiful.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm actually working on transcribing the shows so I can turn them into a book.
I've been thinking about that on mine. That's hilarious. Doing a Write or Die Show coping strategies.
There you go. I've started using a service called Fireflies. What is it? Fireflies.ai. They have a free level, but it's very limited. But their paid levels are pretty cheap. But it seems to work pretty good. Fireflies.ai, I think it is. Where'd it go? Yeah, Fireflies.ai. And of course, Riverside on their pro level transcribes the shows that are broadcast through them too. But Fireflies, you can upload old stuff. And,
interesting.
So, I'm thinking of doing that, and and turning it into a book, maybe adding commentary to the shows. And also it's not just a straight transcription, but yeah. That sounds really. I had another guest, Joseph Leonard. He's
been on my show.
I do recall him saying something about that at one point. But he's written a couple of books. His first book was Terror Strikes, Coming to a Town Near You.
Yes, that is on my to review list. I do book reviews as well, so he sent me that one, and it's on my list to read. I just haven't got there yet.
He didn't send me that one to review, but he sent me his new book, which is how to write a book and get it published, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And he had me read that and review it. And as I was reading it, I'm going like, I can do this. So I'm like, okay, let's get started. But he's a lot of fun on a podcast too.
But
definitely an interesting individual. But, everybody can write a book now.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, whether or not they can write a quality book, well.
Yeah, that's the thing that scares me. Is like, is anybody going to get it? Are they going to care? Is it going to make any sense?
Well, like
is it going to be satisfying?
Yeah, for you with that kind of book where you're taking the show and making it into a book, the people who subscribe to your show would be your first targeted audience, right? They would be the ones most interested in it. And then from there, good reviews would mean other people would buy it.
Yeah. So which is why I have a really long release agreement.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but let's see. So Randy, you've got Randi-Lee. That sounds like I'm angry at you.
I know. My mom is like the only one that ever calls me Randi-Lee because I'm in trouble. It's even worse when she adds my middle name.
What's the middle name?
Catherine. Randi-Lee Catherine.
Okay, so definitely some more syllables there. My
it's a mouthful.
My mom has quite a few choices to decide how mad she is with me, because my full name is William Arthur Hatch the Third.
Oh my goodness!
And the third really puts an exclamation point on the being angry. When she says the third, then I know that I've really messed up. You have. I haven't gotten that in a long time though.
That's good.
Good to hear.
Yeah. So, of course, I've got the best of all possible worlds in that I have a loving relationship with them. I get to be close and have conversations with them on a regular basis. My father and I do the podcast. But they live 2,000 miles away, so there's plenty of good distance with that. So it's not like living with them.
I finally just got my mom moved out. She lived with me for like 10 years. And I'm like, hey, Mommy, leave. I moved with my over
after my horrible divorce. I moved in with my grandparents. That's how I got back to Santa Ana. They were older and couldn't take care of the house anymore. But they weren't in a mindset to move into an assisted living place yet. And so the timing, it's like Uma, you were talking about how your first song. How do all these things keep working out for me? It's like this terrible divorce, which was funny that it was terrible because our relationship was always, at least cordial until my wife decided that she didn't want to be married to me anymore. Well, she the reason why was because before that she had decided she wanted to be married to somebody else and was acting on that. And then she decided she didn't want to be married to me Our first real argument was the divorce. It was like, how does this happen? We didn't have kids. We owned a condo that I didn't want. And still she managed to drag it out for 2 years.
Wow.
Well, we managed to drag it out for 2 years because I didn't want to give up I wanted at least some of the equity out of the condo.
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, this was back in.
I hear you, Bill, and I'm going to raise you on that divorce story.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see you in Ray.
Yeah. It took this last husband 8 years to actually say the word no to me.
Wow.
And it's actually on my TikTok. I'm like, oh, he just said no. And I was like, way to go, husband.
Oh my.
This venue, and little did I know, this particular venue is owned by like I said, a $750 million billionaire lady. Her family, she's still married to the guy. She doesn't want to divorce him, so my last husband just gets to be her toy on the shelf. Let me pull this toy off. But
wow.
the pandemic brought out his teenager self, so he went right back to being 16, even though he was 57. And the things that teenagers like to do, many of the unsavory things, you can imagine. I don't even have to tell you because you know what I'm talking about.
Oh dear.
I'm like, I'm not really into any of those things. And I kept thinking, when is my nice husband going to return? And he just never did.
Wow.
Oh dear.
And I was like, what do you mean? And I still, because we played music all over the world, I still will hear a song at the grocery store and it will like make me, my legs will shake and I'll have to sit down and I'll just like cry. And I'm like, okay, it's been 2 years. I should probably stop crying every day. Let me see how I can reframe this. So many more wonderful things have come from it, blah, 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 blah. And so I'm almost there. I really swear I am.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. One step at a time.
That's right, baby.
I don't have a divorce story to share, sorry.
You're lucky.
Yeah, but
I'm still married.
To actually finish the story, so because of my poor financial situation after the divorce, I needed to move into someplace cheap, and my grandparents needed somebody to help them around the house and had a spare bedroom.
Perfect.
So I moved back to Santa Ana, moved into that room, started going to the old family church that members of my family had been going to since 1949. And,
Wow.
My mom's parents were the first, and then my great grandparents joined later, and there was somebody in my family, in one side of the family or another, there since then. My father actually worked for that church for a while back in the 70s too, as the minister of youth and seniors, which seems like an odd combination, but be that as it may.
That's what it is.
I was working on some project, and the pastor was doing a radio show out of the Angel Stadium in Anaheim, he was looking for sponsors, so I sponsored it with this project. I can't remember what it was, and never left the radio show. Became his co-host, and from that developed the whole podcasting. So if I hadn't gotten divorced and had such trouble, then we wouldn't be here today having this conversation.
Amazing.
Well, then, good.
Yeah. So good things come from bad things.
They really do.
They certainly can.
Definitely.
And, you just need to reframe.
Yeah, looking at it differently. I am a substitute teacher too, quite often, and I try to let so many kids realize and see, and even parents, you could look at this in another way, completely another way. Mm-hmm. Do you like the way you're feeling right now? But then they just don't have. Sometimes they're just so that sometimes I don't even want to substitute, and I have 3 patients hats for I Uber drive as well, so I do all these
Oh
different
my
things
goodness.
around my like helping, the book talk, the music gigs, everything I do is just kind of filling the schedule, and it's sort of fun that way. I never get bored, that's for sure, Bill.
Yeah, yeah. I like having multiple, wearing multiple hats.
Yeah.
Because there's always something to do, and you can always switch it up when you're bored.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, because I have my podcast and I have my writing, and then I have another part-time job in an office, and then of course my kid, we do school at home. So yeah, and then animals. I have lots of animals.
But you have a big yard too.
I do. I have a very big yard with a pool and a hot tub and a big garden and lots of room for the dogs to run. So,
Nice.
yeah, if it would just get to like May, I could open my pool.
Yeah. Although there is something about getting in a hot tub when it's snowing outside.
It is. I definitely use the hot tub a heck of a lot more in the winter than I do in the summer.
Definitely. I love the hot tub too up in Sedona.
Oh, so nice.
Nice. Let's see. So we talked about Randy's new book.
Goodbye Too Soon.
Goodbye Too Soon. Right. Goodbye Too Soon. I remember the too soon. I couldn't remember the goodbye for a second. Goodbye
yes.
Too Soon.
Remember, it's about death, so goodbye.
Right. Goodbye.
Too soon.
Yeah, I was the word "gone" jumped into my brain. I'm like, no, that's not right.
No. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Too soon. Releasing on May 20th. Yes. Pre-orders available now on Amazon. Give Jeff Bezos a few more of your dollars.
And give me some of your dollars.
Yes, definitely.
Stop talking about Jeff Bezos. Give the indie author, the self-published author, money. That's the one thing about Amazon, right? People sometimes get on these rants about Jeff Bezos and he makes all this money. Well, he has, him aside, I don't care either way, but he has made it so that indie authors have an easy, accessible way to actually publish their book and get it out there. It's great.
Absolutely.
Like, we don't have to keep a stock. I don't have to go to the post office and mail the books. Like, they take care of it. And like, sometimes I've ordered books and like the cover's been crinkled or whatever. And I'm like, Amazon, it's crinkled. And they just send me a new one.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about any of that.
No,
so
it's
forget
awesome.
about Jeff Bezos, guys. Some people are like, I'm not giving him money. Forget about him.
No,
think about the authors.
He's definitely lowered the barriers for entry for would-be authors. Because lots of people have. I mean, I was writing books when I was in junior high, and stuff. But I never thought about publishing any of it. And it's like, and I should dig and see. I'm sure my mother still got some of my early attempts at writing. It's like it's funny. I was talking with somebody the other day. I don't remember who, but we decided that childhood is the time of your life when you don't know you can't do something yet.
Yes.
And so everything's still possible.
Yeah.
You can write a book, you can become a famous musician, you can be an astronaut or a cowboy or cowgirl or whatever pops into your head, because nobody's brought you down to earth yet. And it's like, which is a terrible thing to do. I mean, eventually you have to make a decision, I guess, on what you're going to be when you grow up. But but it's like eventually. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm 50 this year, so
I was going to say, we've all talked about the multiple things we do. So like, do we really need to pick one thing?
But I'm not going to be a cowboy or a frontier hunt or a frontiersman. Even though I have my black powder rifle. I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. I have my muzzle loading black powder percussion cap rifle.
That's awesome. My husband always says when the zombie apocalypse happens, he's just going to join them. He doesn't want to have to fight and run.
Okay.
And I'm like, "Hey, I'll kill you, honey. It's fine."
Oh,
Now we're gonna lock ourselves up in the Costco. So,
Yes. I love Costco.
yes, Costco is another awesome thing.
Yeah.
Costco and Amazon, yay!
They're the only place I can get my sesame snaps.
oh my
Nowhere
gosh,
Okay.
else.
those
The
are
ones I love.
good.
Yeah,
So good.
So good.
I haven't had those in a while.
Oh, so good.
What was the other good thing? There's so many good things. They've started carrying butter toffee covered cashews
No.
in the Kirkland brand. They are so dangerously good.
Uh-oh.
I have to be careful if I have the bag with me. Then I'll just sit here, be working on something and munching on it, and eventually the bag's just gone, and I'm like sticking my finger in to get the crumbs and.
Oh dear. Oh, they have like at Costco. They have the big bags of the Heavenly Hunks cookies, which is
I've
like,
seen those.
oh, they're so good because I have a lot of dietary restrictions, so I can eat those, and they're so good and like way better price than when I buy them at Zehrs. Zehrs, I get like this tiny little bag for way too much. Now I want cookies. Now I don't like you anymore.
Okay.
We're not friends.
We're not friends anymore. I unfriend you. I was watching. I watch a lot of YouTube, and there was a video on things that you wouldn't believe are older than you think, and one of them is the term unfriend. Apparently, it was first used in the modern context back in like the 1700s. Where some guy wrote, I hope something to the effect of, I hope this, that what I've said doesn't cause us to unfriend each other or something like that. But
you know
it's
what?
like,
I
it's crazy.
can believe that because unfriend sounds like one of those old timey type of words, like I shall unfriend you, because it's like polite but gets your point across instead of I hate you, you're not my friend anymore. Like that sounds snooty.
Did you all see
but like I unfriend you.
Did you all see the new take on A Christmas Carol with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell last year?
No.
What was that one called? Rudy,
A Terrible Christmas.
A Terrible Christmas. Yeah, Rudy really didn't like it because it's a musical. But
I love musicals.
Some musicals are awesome. He really loves Jesus Christ Superstar. But there's a bit in this Ryan Reynolds Will Ferrell movie where they go back to the 1800s, and he introduces Will Ferrell introduces Ryan Reynolds to the term "good afternoon," and Ryan Reynolds is like, why is everybody upset at you saying this? And they go into a big song and dance about how it's essentially the 1800s term of F you, or F off. And so
awesome.
They do this whole song of good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I thought that was
goodness.
Funny. But so unfriend, old timey, good
kind
afternoon,
of like
old
bless your heart. Oh,
yes,
bless your heart.
No, bless your heart's more of an eraser for saying bad things, like you're an idiot. Bless your heart.
Exactly. Oh, bless your heart. It's my favorite insult because it's so polite sounding.
Yes, and it gets you an out for whatever it is you said.
Right? Yeah. Oh, bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Good afternoon.
I didn't know about good afternoon. That's kind of interesting.
It was pretty funny. If you can find that song on like YouTube or something, it's definitely worth a listen. It was the best part of that movie.
Wow. Yeah, my parents up in Sedona will watch. They still watch like a Hallmark movie every every night or so.
Wow.
And when Christmas comes around, dang, for like 2 months before and 2 months after, they're still watching those
Yikes.
Christmas movies. One can only take so much of that, you know.
Yes, yes. We have a radio station out here that's starting, I think, like November 1st. They switch over to all Christmas music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love Christmas music.
Yeah, but 2 months worth of it is a lot.
No.
Yeah, my grandfather used to limit my grandmother that she couldn't watch Christmas movies until after Thanksgiving, and she could only watch like She Loved Your Wonderful Life, and I think she was only allowed to watch that like 4 times in the year or something like that, because she used to completely abuse it, and it drove my grandfather crazy. So she respected his wishes on that. But come Thanksgiving, it was all Christmas movies all the time.
Wow.
She had some of those movies memorized, and yeah, it was crazy. When she went blind, she could still watch them because she had all the actors and their movements and blocking and everything memorized. And so when she got to the point of when she'd listen to the words, that they're speaking, and she could envision the whole movie in her mind, and she'd keep watching. It was, it was crazy.
I have a few movies like that.
So what's your favorite movie?
Labyrinth.
Okay. Unexpected, but not a complete surprise. I liked Labyrinth. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can do what you said. Close your eyes and just watch the movie as the words are going. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one in a long time. But yeah, love David Bowie in that. That was You remind me of the girl with girl.
The girl with the power. What power? What power? The power of voodoo. Hoodoo. You do what? Remind me of the. Yep. Yeah, absolutely love that movie. And then I loved The Last Unicorn.
Okay.
That's a really good one too. And then I got my kid into it when he was younger, and he would watch it on repeat too. It's good.
Okay.
And Cutthroat Island, which I've now discovered is on Netflix. Yes.
Wow.
So good.
That's another one of those
movie.
things the pirate movie. Yeah, that's another one that's a mixed blessing. They completely changed the landscape of movie watching, and now there's so many different movie watching streaming companies that it's like how do you make these decisions? But
I know. Well, and Labyrinth used to be on Netflix, and now it's not anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, I still have the DVD and probably the VHS.
VHS.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I love that movie. I watched the behind the scenes on that. Like I have the board game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How about you, Uma? What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, I might still be recovering, from the whole bad D word. I've not had the chance to rethink that because I had one that was also the formers, and I'm trying to stay positive.
Okay.
I don't know. I liked the new Wakanda Forever movie.
I haven't seen that yet.
I have not either. I'm waiting till it goes to Disney Plus.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
I haven't seen that yet either.
Waiting for Disney Plus.
Pretty darn good. So many interesting things out. It's hard to pick. I love sci-fi. I love action adventure. I love romance, but not really. Just kidding. I was just asking my friend if he thinks I might come back around to appreciating my love songs because it's Valentine's soon, and I write about love. You think I should like love, but I'm still
love stinks.
A little jaded. And
love is all like gooey and like
I know. Like, I really am a little gooey person, but right now I have like a hardened shell. And it's going to take a lot to crack that shell.
We always joke, my husband and I, like, we're not touchy-feely people, like, at all. So, like, if we're out in public and I grab his hand, like, we hold hands for a hot second, be like, haha, you love me. And then I let go of his hand because I want to hold hands.
Cute. You're too cute, Randi-Lee.
Well, we have been together our entire adult lives now and married for 10 of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It must be good enough.
Good.
I'm just kidding.
Good enough for me, anyways.
Happiness is nice. I appreciate happiness. I'm always trying to help people get happy, and that's always a fun task. But
happy as go.
Hi, friend.
Hello.
That's my kid.
Hello, kid.
He can't hear you. I have headphones in.
Okay.
Hello. Hi. What are these? I'm doing an interview. I told you.
But you've been doing it for so long.
That's pretty much what he said. He comes in, he's like, I'm bored. You've been gone for so long. But
yeah, we have been doing this for an hour and a half. Maybe it is time to wrap it up.
You betcha. Thanks for having us, Bill. It's been fun.
No problem. It has been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Check everything out. We're both on Amazon and YouTube and Uma Sings on TikTok,
Uma
YouTube,
Sings.
and Love is Crazy by Love
Randi-Lee
Guru
Bowslaugh.
Uma on Amazon.
Yep.
And
Goodbye Too Soon coming out on May 20th. Yep.
I've already followed you on TikTok.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
I'll find you that way.
I have a bad memory, so if I don't do it right now, then that's not it done.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for having us, Bill. We'll catch you later, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. But I always ask, do you find ladies have anything else to say to the nice people?
Other than follow me on TikTok and buy my book.
Okay.
But no, everybody enjoy yourselves.
Watch your questions. Okay. Think about, reframing your questions. And then if you catch yourself saying, why is this whatever always happening to me? Just, why is everything always working out? And I really love to watch the
I liked that one.
Yeah, the Abraham videos too. Like just for 5-10 minutes, you're like, oh. It just kind of puts a little seed of positivity in your brain and your heart and your everything, and it's pretty fun.
Reframing is the lesson of the day, I think.
Definitely.
So,
yes. It's a good one.
Thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks for having us.
It's been my pleasure. And let's see, everybody out there, be safe. Remember to wash your hands and stay tuned for the closing credits.
Okay. See you later.
See ya. Bye. Let's see. Live play. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been a presentation of Bald Spots Productions. I'd like to thank my producer, my beloved mother, Eileen Hatch. I, of course, am your humble host. I'd like to thank my beloved Ed McMahon, Rudy Corlew.
Yes.
And my special guests, Uma Ojeda and Randi-Lee Bowslaugh.
Yes.
Support the show over on patreon.com. We're known as Bald Spots Pro. You can find some interesting ways to support the show. Don't you dare miss YWL Online. You can find us on Facebook and wherever fine podcasts are offered. Tune in next time for Kim Ling and Davida Shensky. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. They're very different people. Please like, comment, and share to stay informed. Subscribe, follow, whatever it is you got to do not quite after midnight to kick the algorithm into gear and help us reach more people, because that's part of the point. If you or someone you know needs support now, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. That is the new suicide and crisis hotline here in the States. Thanks again for tuning in, and have yourselves a wonderful whenever. Bye.